L as in lamb, L as in lamb, I as in Indian, T as in Tom, period, 902 at Instagram.com. Now, so I'm going to repeat, Mark, period, Shallot, period, 902 at Instagram.com. I want to state 15% of that website is my horror films, so don't mind none of that. 85% is evidence to lead to 400 million people's arrests, as they did commit a war crime, first ever in United States history, with the law enforcement breaching a impersonation of a Secret Service agent, and then a murder of a Secret Service agent as well. And I'm going to tell you how the murder was conducted to a Secret Service agent. Now, how the murder was conducted to a Secret Service agent is, after a while, I couldn't get a hold of Secret Service for nothing. I winded up finding out that I was taking it to a building on Wilshire and Figueroa, but the people weren't Secret Service, they were stealing the evidence. And what happened was Spectrum not only admitting to stealing my number for over 2 years, but on that website where you can hear them admitting it, and me and Homeland Security talking through Instagram, and him taking a report, but Spectrum pulls up to the front of my house and disconnects on Homeland Security. Big mistake. You don't hang up on Homeland Security while taking a terrorist report. But he stated something very important. He said he's having frequency problems. I'm like, I know, FCC, they've been messing up, man. They dodged Sergeant Chavez, too, of Major Crimes LAPD. They've been dodging her. Now, wait a minute. It's a mandatory city code violation. And she told me that she got dodged by them. I was like, wait a minute. You can't get dodged by them. That can crash helicopters and planes and put public in danger. It's a major crime offense. So I want to state, I winded up getting a hold of a DWP phone I bought in Los Angeles, California for about $20. Right? I was down on my luck in LA. I was being followed by a bunch of people. And I want to state these people are the ones involved with the crime, right? So I bought the DWP phone, not only finding out that DWP phone in December, mid-2018, well, it let out an FCC flash flood broadcast ring out of that phone. Problem is it cut the water hose outside my house at the same millisecond. So I'm like, whoa. But how they've been hiding the crimes is through the water system, through DWP, through termite. Hello? Are you there with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's with termite and pesticide control and gas company as they commit the crimes through ROHS, Roku, ABS settings on the vehicles that hit the ABS settings on TVs and other appliances. Also, ROHS, ABS, Roku, radar, and radio frequencies. And that's why Federal Bureau of Investigations, they were on May 4th, 2017. They were under my Wi-Fi, which is a big problem. And they were under their name FBI2 with their partner, Surveillance Van 3, which is another big problem because Surveillance Van 3 changed to Surveillance Van 4 and FBI2 changed to FBI Radar 1. Yeah. Whoa, yeah, I know. Some serious business, man. But I found out that this thing's been going on for longer than 30 years. You want to know how I figured it out?
No.
No? Or how?
I said how?
Well, my dad had told his friend something. He told his friend when they were truck driving together that somebody was poisoning him. And he said something that when I heard it, I lost my mind. He said to his friend that he takes the poison to make himself stronger. And it's true because you could get immune to it. You know what I mean? You know, if you take it, you could get immune to it, and that way it doesn't hurt you no more, affect you, right?
Won't you die first?
No, it depends. It depends how strong the poison is, actually, to tell the truth. You see, the way he was getting poisoned, I used to remember when I was a kid, I used to look at my dad's face. My dad used to drool a lot from his lip, right? Right? Check this out, man. I'm telling you, this is the realest thing I've ever told you, man. I'm not lying about none of this. I don't have nothing to lie for. I don't want nothing in return. It's a big problem, man. I want to tell you something. It's a big deal, and I want to tell you what's a big deal. The people that think they're protected by these people are not. They're going to get sidewinded in the end. And I want to tell you, it's an illumination where they're believing it, but they're going to get got by the same people. It's a domino effect. It's one person's going to take the other person out, the other person's going to take the other person, and the only one's going to hold the ground. That's what they're going to do to each other. I already know. And that's why these guys are torturing me. But I want to state, my poor dad, man, they ruined the guy's life, man. But they were doing the same thing to me. I was getting poisoned. And I want to state, on 6/6/2018, a man called me, and he says, I poison everything that you eat. I poison everything you drink. The next day, I got rushed to the hospital, Northridge Hospital. And not only 2 deadly poisonous toxins found in my bloodstream, but I almost lost my leg. I want to state, problem is, Tesla. I don't know if you heard about him. Have you ever heard of Tesla Motors? Tesla, have you ever heard of him or not? Sir, don't be shy. You don't want to talk, huh? I know, it's a hard deal. There's a lot of people involved, isn't it? I know, but think about me. I've been tortured for 5 years. I've been facilitated torture for 5 years, but I've been tortured for 30 years of my father before me. But my father had been tortured only for having me as a son, and somebody knowing I was going to go against this organization. You know what I'm saying? It's a big deal, and a lot of people watch it on TV while I'm tortured in my home on Spectrum.net, who shows it and sells a Mark Shallot series of a torture by hate crime and them involved with terrorism, working with the United Kingdom and Iran. Now I want to state what I found on the FCC TV now, sir. And what I found on the FCC TV is going to shock you, sir. Inside the 911 motherboard, which is in front of me right now, it's in my little black briefcase right here. Well, not only does it say 911 in it, the problem in it is the chip, the main chip, when I peeled it off after I cut it out, well, it has an iron cross with the Nazi SS on it. You know what I'm saying? And not only it connects to the very Falcon Nazi party in the United Kingdom, but this is war crime committed, and it's the same thing as Hitler. Remember Hitler and the soldiers? This is the same thing. They committed the first war crime ever in United States history. When they facilitated my torture and murdered a Secret Service agent. And what happened was on August 4th, 2019, when I saw the ISIS terrorists with the law enforcement breach that they were paying off with, I believe it was